219! 219!
Forward Progress. A Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abeticola on 312 Sports.
And welcome to it. It is Forward Progress here on this Tuesday. The Bears are off, but it's an off day that probably feels a little bit better for them coming off of a win. We will find out how Ben Johnson decides to coach this. And we heard a little bit from him yesterday regarding the possibility of Jalen Johnson having surgery, which I think we all expect to be the case. I know that those decisions are all being finalized, and we'll find out. I want to find out what the actual quote-unquote new injury was when this happens, but it does appear like the Bears got out of this most recent game without anything more horrible happening to them. So, good. And for the most part, they played well. We looked at some of the PFF grades, not surprisingly. Very strong for Caleb Williams at 76.8. His performance for Caleb Williams had his 2025 PFF grade at 78.1. That is a 10-point increase over last season's. He has the sixth highest PFF grade, Pro Football Focus, among all quarterbacks with at least 100 dropbacks this year. That is a legitimate, objective sign of progress, however you feel about some of these advanced numbers.
Yeah, no, that's great. And looking at, real quick, go back to Jalen Johnson, they say it's possible he returns. I know it's early in the year. I just don't know how. I mean, if there's a surgery to repair a core muscle, in his
I heard
groin,
the term core muscle.
Yeah,
and we know groin. So is this inguinal hernia? Is that with that? Usually, you don't see that happen acutely.
Yeah.
Which is what's interesting. That usually that isn't something where you're, I did it, I'm lying on the field. It happens over time. Something starts to develop. It gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I don't think I've ever seen somebody acutely leave a game with a hernia.
No,
ever.
Right.
So maybe that was just sort of like the last straw.
Yeah, I guess, but I hope that if the surgery happens relatively soon here, that he has the ability to come back and play at a very high level. I see that as a very difficult possibility, even though we're coming into week 4. Still lots of football left, but I just don't know how he can play at a very high level coming back from that kind of surgery.
I don't expect him back, and I expect them to have to. What you do is you've got to rush the hell out of the passer. Because without him, it changes everything you do in the back end, even when Kyler Gordon is back, that I think that looking at it at the moment, they're going to play a shell and try to get the quarterback on the ground.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is from a friend of the show, Courtney Cronin. She shares this on ESPN. The lowest blitz rate in the league, that's the Bears, 4%, seems to reflect the Bears' determination to get pressure with the 4-down linemen. But the lack of results are concerning. They are tied for the 5th fewest sacks, 5, and are 3rd worst in pass rush win rate at 23.3%. After recording 0 sacks, 4 QB hits against Detroit, the Bears came away with 2 sacks against Dallas, including the first of the season for Montez Sweat. But it has not been enough to consistently put pressure on opposing quarterbacks. So that's a problem. And if they're going to continue to not blitz at all and keep that kind of a shell type pressure and scheme on defense, they're not going to continue to get pressure on the quarterback with just the front 4. And you take in consideration Grady Jarrett, not 100%, not completely healthy, but still out there playing. That has an impact on that as well, too.
I'm also looking at the latest video that we're seeing from our buddy Ari Levy and the long line that is forming at Winner's Circle as we speak. I don't know if you looked. It is literally around the block. There's still a drizzle out there.
Caleb there or no?
Well, not yet. The sign says on the marquee, it says free glizzies Tuesday. Caleb did it for tutties.
Oh, boy.
Ouch. Come on, Ari. Look. I know he's
speaking the language of the kids.
The kids
are getting
free
it.
glizzies for the 4 tutties.
Yeah. I remember the first time I heard the term glizzy when it was asked what boys wanted to eat, and it was glizzies. I was like, what in the, like, it's a whole different language that they speak now.
Yeah, Jason always used the term grease missile.
That I'd never heard.
Apparently it's a golf thing.
Okay.
Like he got it from watching all his golf YouTubers and stuff. They would say grease missile at the turn.
Okay.
After 9, grab a dog.
Yeah, I get it.
That's always
I'm
his
down
thing.
for it.
I can't if I'm playing well and I eat at the turn, I start playing badly.
Oh, really?
If I'm playing badly and I eat at the turn, I keep playing badly.
Oh,
You know what I'm thinking? Eating has nothing to do with it.
You're just bad.
I'm thinking if I was playing well at the turn, that was just dumb luck.
You probably should just quit at 9
I do sometimes.
and not play the turn.
Last time I played, I just played 9.
Yeah.
We went out to Robert Black, and the Sultan of Guilt and I got in a good 9. We were both terrible, but it was a good time.
Yeah, I think a hot dog on the golf course is a key. It's very important.
They taste better there.
They do. They do. The best golf course hot dog I've had was at Glen Flora in Waukegan.
Okay.
My buddy Jason's a member there, and so I went out over the summer, and he's like, these hot dogs are unbelievable.
You know who's got a good one? Bowes Creek in Elgin.
Okay.
It's the sister course to the Highlands of Elgin.
Okay.
Bowes Creek. They've
It's
got
a good
a
hot dog.
really hot and brat at the. It's a perfect little halfway house.
Yeah.
You just kind of roll your way around down toward the 10th. Great hot dog turn there.
Yeah, he was telling me that the ones at Glen Flora are great at the turn, and I'm like, it's a hot dog. It was it was great. It was really, really. So best one I've had, Glen Flora, and yours is Bowes Creek.
Bowes Creek. That was although they caught me fishing and they yelled at me.
Oh, really?
Well, they saw I had they said, "Were you fishing out there?" I'm like, maybe. You can't do that. We're not. It's all private lakes. I'm like, I know. That's where the giant fish are.
But right
That's
now,
stupid.
though, especially for today, the best glizzies, the best hot dogs right now.
Because they're free.
Wiener Circle.
Wiener Circle. They don't cost
Get your ass
anything.
over there right now.
They're setting up for lunch out here for us today. Did you see? They got big tables. And
I did
there's
not see.
Condiments set outside and condoms.
Or is it? Oh, condiments and condoms.
Yeah, I just like you might need both. Could
Are
be a
we having
party.
any glizzies?
I don't know. There were pickles, there was mayo, and there was mustard. I did not see ketchup.
Oh, so it's probably hot hamburgers.
Or
Well, you got to be ketchup for that.
right. So maybe it's like turkey sandwiches or something. I don't know. All I know is it's free, and I'm going to be eating it when we get done.
Hopefully, they have shirts for you too.
Well, got another one today.
What'd you get?
It's another free shirt from the Cameo people.
Oh,
When I sign up on Cameo
oh, nice.
for the the little videos you do.
What
for people.
percentage of your wardrobe is free?
Oh,
What would you say?
well, less now that Beth went out and bought me a bunch of shirts,
Okay,
but a significant portion, and the rest is probably Old Navy.
60%.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I'd like. Well, no. If you're talking about value, like none, like my suits aren't free.
Well, no. Well, okay. How many of those were from the thrift store?
2,
Okay.
2,
All right.
2 sport coats. Not the suits.
Let's move. Oh, here real quick about the Raiders too.
Yes.
The first halves of the season, the Raiders are the 8th worst in points allowed. They're the 3rd worst in total yards allowed. That's first half only. The Commanders picked the Raiders apart through the first 2 quarters. Sunday, 20 points, 259 yards, including 174 on the ground. And remember, that's Marcus Mariota was starting for the Commanders in that big win, 41-24 over the Raiders. So it's there to be gotten in the first half. And we know that in the first 2 games, the Bears have scored on their opening drive, those scripted plays. So I'm really excited to see what Ben Johnson has in store for the Commanders or for the Raiders, for the Bears to get on the board early in the first half.
Yeah, I know we're going to break the game down as the week advances. We start talking about it,
Yep.
but early returns from just my observations of Ashton Genty. He's tiny. He seems so much smaller than his listed height and weight. I think they have him at 5'10", 215 or 5'9".
But he's not
215.
5'10".
He's really good. I mean, he's got a great center of gravity. I'm not taking it, but he just next to NFL guys, when you actually see him in a real game,
Yeah.
surrounded by NFL players, he looks like he's Kyle Monungai's size.
Yeah, and that doesn't help when you're not blocking at all. The run blocking for the Raiders, in addition to the pass blocking, has just been terrible.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that if Genty maxes out, he could have one of these super bright, burning short careers. He could be someone who just runs until he breaks, because he's going to take some hits.
Yep.
Because he does run to contact. He's good and fast and skilled and great hands and great in space and all of that. But he's just, I don't know if he's sturdy enough to be able to endure over time.
You know what, though, Dan? Time will tell.
Oh, indeed.
Time will tell.
Thank you for that wisdom. I rely on you for that. Do you watch?
Well, then we're all screwed.
You watched last night's game?
Yes. When I got home from football practice, I popped it on.
Well, it was when Ben Johnson when he describes the way he wants the team to look out of the huddle and approaching the line of scrimmage, and sometimes this is one of those things that's greater than the sum of its parts of description. I get what he's saying when you watch the Lions, and I'm sure part of it's projection, but you watch a team that is, they come out of that huddle and get to the line looking like they're going to win that rep, looking like they're going to kick your ass. And everything's tight. Everything is with a purpose. You don't see them. There's wasted movement. You don't see one guy looking up, another guy looking down. They're as they say, on the same page, and it makes me feel a little better about the Bears' outcome. Not the 52-21, but they're going to embarrass a lot of people. Doing what they did to take over that game and wrest control of that game from the Ravens like that.
Yep.
That could be your Super Bowl preview.
Well, you look in the game last night, the running backs accounted for 218 yards rushing. David Montgomery went off in 12 carries, 151, 2 touchdowns. Gibbs added 2 other touchdowns, but they combined for 218 yards rushing, the running backs did.
And Montgomery had the most Montgomery run ever, too, where he breaks free.
Oh, that 31-yarder?
There's nobody in the screen. It was like 50-some yards, right?
Yeah.
And he's the only guy in the shot.
Yep.
And I said, they're going to catch him.
They caught him.
And and he did the veer. He did the whole thing like, oh, you can't get me. Oh, I'm going this way. Oh, they're like, no. You're slow.
But he had that late 31-yard touchdown run late in the game. That was just a beautiful run.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
I know.
David Montgomery. The one thing is, the reason why he was a third-round supplemental pick was that he doesn't have home run speed.
But, man, he's been a really good running back for his career, though.
Uh-huh.
Really good. So you hate Dave Montgomery and Luol-Deng. I got it.
Yes.
I'm just going to jot that down.
And the South Sudan basketball program. Yes. Clearly, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, when you talk about the Lions and how it looks and what Ben Johnson wants, and, we go back to yesterday, his comments that we played, and they were from the postgame show the postgame press conference, talking about how proud he was of Caleb to be able to get the calls out of the huddle quicker, get to the line quicker, look a little cleaner. You obviously know that they're working hard to develop that in him. And it makes me wonder, now he sees the goal in mind, what he wants it to look like, what he wants Caleb to look like, what he wants the quarterback on his team to look like coming out of the huddle, calling the play, getting things set up, recognizing what's happening before the snap as well. Where was it starting at? When Ben Johnson got here, where do you think he was? What do you think he thought things were at? And then he gets here and it's like, all right, this is where I need to develop my quarterback. Because after game 3, he's proud of the quarterback for getting the calls out of the huddle quicker.
I think by this point he has settled into an understanding that he has a lot more work to do than he thought. We've been saying that consistently.
That's the heavier lift
using
than he thought.
The term that boy,
love that term.
I got to do this too.
Yeah,
I got to do this too. Where I've got to reset so many things to factory defaults. So many things. It's like, all right, I need this guy like he just came out of the box.
Yeah,
I take all the programming, all the cookies, everything on this hard drive, and wipe it.
All right, so if he's wiping it with Caleb, because again, after game 3, he's talking about how proud he is that he got the calls into play in the huddle and got out quicker.
Which he knows sounds like damning with faint praise.
Correct.
It's like, patting him on the head. Oh, you got out of the huddle just right. Good job.
And it's fine, whatever. Like I said yesterday, it is what it is. Okay, it is. I'm not criticizing. It's the reality of the situation. It is what it is. How much of that was prior to NFL career starting? And how much was done last year with the coaching staff?
We'll never know because we've had to sort through the poorly reported Tyler Dunn story. Mm-hmm. And what I think we said when we were talking to Jack Silverstein, it doesn't mean that everything in that story was wrong. It just means we can't trust anything because of how sloppy it was. Because of how sloppy it was, because some of the words that were being chosen. But the overall the body of that, the preponderance of that story seems to me former coaches wanting to crap on Caleb and say it's not their fault that this didn't work because he needed so much work and was so untrained. So there's some kernel of that may be true when we watch the tape of what he did in college. Now, I don't know how actively the Shane Waldron experience and or the Matt Eberflus experience or Thomas Brown and all of it made everything worse. My gut feeling is significantly because in large part he was surrounded by idiots. And the more that I hear about just how bad Eberflus was and how the vast gulf, the lack of connection between Eberflus and the players, just what had gone on there and how all that fabric needs to be woven back together, that I think a lot of it is true. But when we hear, Ben Johnson's praise of Tyson Bagent, he really gets it. He really gets it. He really gets it. He understands what we're trying to do. And I think you pointed that out, saying that that's real. He intended that. And then afterwards, maybe he does realize that sounds like in the negative space that we don't see a criticism of his starting quarterback who matters more. But there's something there. There's definitely something there. But the good news is Caleb Williams is looking better. The decisions are quicker. He is going through his progressions. Look at the DJ Moore touchdown where he looks this way. Yeah. He looks that way.
Rolled out.
He rolls out. He draws the layer of the defense toward him, and he's got a guy
and a bullet
absolutely wide open and pins it on him.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. So I just wonder, coming out of college, despite all the success and the accolades coming out of college, Heisman Trophy winner, where was the deficit in compared to an NFL level? And then how much deeper did that deficit sink based on the experience last year? And where is Ben Johnson pulling him from to get him to that NFL level at least?
I'm going to presume it was a significant drop from the moment he stepped on the field, just because of everything you have to do to prepare for the draft and everything we're told about the questions. They say, get him on the board.
Yeah.
Yes. And that he has
to...
Juke him, put it on the board. Yes. That he has to regurgitate all of these plays, spit everything back out. The stories about Caleb telling, I forget which coach it was, where there was a very specific play that he had memorized. It was Daboll. Right?
Oh, yeah, Daboll.
Yep, Brian Daboll. It's like, well, what do you do here? Well, I would do this, this, and this. And he's like, well, why are you saying that play? And everything was off the charts, how good he was at understanding this is the front, this is where my eyes are, this is where. So he couldn't have been completely oblivious. Like the story about who was the Baylor quarterback, is a guy, Bryce. I'll remember that.
Yeah.
He was asked, well, what do you do against this front? And he said, what's a front? And this guy's like, oh,
okay.
Because in the college offense,
Next.
but it didn't matter. You didn't have to know what the front was.
Yeah.
So I think it was somewhere he had to understand enough to at least fool these coaches.
Sure.
Into believing that he knew all this stuff, because otherwise something in the scouting reports, somebody, Dane Brugler or somebody would have said, boy, this guy's a lot further behind than anybody knows.
Okay.
Somebody would have.
So we'll see.
Leaked out.
Yeah, I guess we'll obviously never know how much of that deficit sunk further because of last season. And I also wonder too, I don't know Caleb at all, but I wonder what kind of impact his ego may have had on things last year too. Because he certainly had to feel very good about himself being the number one pick and, having all the success in college and being the man. That had to play some part into maybe not connecting, even making it more difficult to connect with the coaching staff last year. And then the fact that they seemed to be complete morons with the whole thing really made it worse. So I guess the whole point is, how deep of a hole is Ben Johnson pulling Caleb Williams out of? And we're seeing bits and pieces of it, like when he says things, really proud of him for getting the calls in quicker. And again, that's not a criticism of him. It's just the reality of where things are. But that stuff stands out if you listen to it.
Bryce Petty, by the way. I had the first
name.
Oh,
Bryce Petty.
Yes,
okay.
The Baylor quarter was.
Yeah,
now,
I would have never had that.
In an effort to feel better about the Bears, I would like to point out bad things that are happening to other teams.
Okay.
Does that help you at all to just say, hey, it's one thing if we are constantly here in Forward Progress obsessing about what the Bears are doing. Other teams have problems too.
Yeah, because there was a headline that came through today that I had to open it up and read it and be like, make sure I was reading it correctly.
Other teams have problems too.
Yeah. Like,
for instance, the Falcons.
Yes, that's the story.
Okay, well, that there's two stories there. That, first of all, Raheem Morris said that they're going to take the offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson, out of the booth so he can stand next to Michael Penix Jr. and be more communicative with his quarterback.
Okay.
Because it's always one or the other.
Right. It's either he needs to be in the booth or now it's out of the booth.
Get him off the sideline, get him up to the booth so he can see the game.
Right.
Well, why doesn't everybody do that? Doesn't that seem obvious? It's one of those binary things in football. Like if you run a 4-3 and it's bad, everybody wants you to run a 3-4. If you're taking snaps under center and it's bad,
shotgun.
Magic shotgun.
Right.
It's always the other thing. It's one of the binary NFL things where that's got to be the problem. It has to be the other thing that you do, and that'll
fix it.
Everything better. So
I've never understood an offensive coordinator being on the sideline.
I don't know.
I really don't. Like,
you can't see anything.
The advantage you get of seeing the entire field and everything, that's got to be more valuable than standing next to your quarterback.
Make it a video game. Make it a video game, as close to a video game as you can. I don't want to talk to the quarterback. I want the quarterback to do exactly what this programmed play is supposed to do.
I mean, even watching a high school game on the sideline, it's just like, God, it's better to sit up higher in the bleachers to get a higher view of it. You want to be on that press box. On the NFL level, I just don't get it. If I'm the OC, I do not want to be on the sideline.
And that isn't the only thing that the Falcons did.
This was the weird story.
3 games
not weird, but
into the season.
Yeah.
3 games. They have fired wide receivers coach Ike Hilliard and hitting coach Greg Walker.
Because that's the problem.
Yes, they've also fired Greg Walker.
Yes.
Just announced because they think they don't have the right approach and he wasn't getting in people's faces. So they have Gary Ward coming in.
All right, so they're off to a 1-2 start.
Mm-hmm.
Got just destroyed.
But how is it the wide receiver coach's fault?
I don't know.
Is there some I understand at least when the Bears fire an assistant coach in season, it's because he's creeping on women in the office or he's watching porn at his desk or he's forgetting pants in meetings. Like, at least the Bears do it all the time, but at least in the Eberflus administration, it's because you're hiring creeps. So that I get, but I just think they're setting an example because Darnell Mooney isn't good enough, and that's Ike Hilliard's fault.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, that maybe that loss to the Panthers is all on Ike Hilliard. I don't know. I mean, they lose 30-0 in a game that you wouldn't expect that to happen, especially after beating the Vikings the previous week, and then you go and lose 30-0 to Carolina. So it's like,
that's it. Pack your stuff.
Ike out of the building. Yeah, it was weird. I was weird when I saw that, but
does he get to take his personal belongings?
Well, no, they're in the same room with yours.
With mine?
So,
with my powdered toast man figurine?
Yeah, so then TJ Yates takes over as wide receivers coach, who's currently serving as the offensive passing game coordinator.
TJ Yates, the former quarterback?
Yeah, the quarterback. I think he might have been. He's been with the Falcons a couple seasons. He had a different role, I thought, before as well too.
TJ Yates, that's one of those guys.
Yeah,
stuck around a while. He was rostered for a while on a bunch of teams. That's the best job.
Good gig you can get it for sure.
That's the best job. You can't really ever fail once you make the NFL as a quarterback. You can take these backup jobs. You can stick around, and then the world's your oyster at that point. You can start one of these academies where you watch film and you talk, and it's a really good job.
So he started in 2019 as a coach, offensive assistant for the Texans. Then he moves to assistant quarterbacks coach. Then in 2021, he joins the Falcons passing game specialist. 22 through 23, wide receivers coach.
Okay.
24, he was the quarterbacks coach last year. Started this season as the passing game coordinator and now becomes the wide receivers coach and passing game coordinator.
Wow, that's a big responsibility there. You got to do both of those things. I don't know what they
Good
do.
for him.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Great. I've got another.
Pour some out for Ike.
Another Schadenfreude NFL story if you want to worry about another team. The coach that I have designated as the first to be fired, Titans head coach Brian Callahan,
Back to the auto parts store.
He has now relinquished play calling duties. He has handed them over to quarterbacks coach Bo Hardegree.
So do you think he had a meeting and was like, fellas, here's what I've learned. I'm not good at this.
Well, we did this with Matt Nagy and
Someone
Bill
else is
Lazor.
going to do it, too.
Remember when Nagy's like, fine, okay, Bill Lazor can do it. You want Bill Lazor? Here. You never heard of this guy. You couldn't pick him out of a lineup. Here, Bill Lazor will call plays. I guess I won't do it anymore. So it's the same thing. So this guy's on his way to being fired. Do you ever get your job? Do you ever re-solidify your job after surrendering play calling duties under pressure? It's like, does a manager ever keep his job after firing the hitting coach?
Man, yeah, that situation happens. You can fire the hitting coach and then replace the hitting coach.
But because you're bad at hitting, and not saying because the hitting coach was a creep or did something weird. Like, I always wonder about that.
It's just weird, though. If you're like, I'm not very effective at play calling. We're struggling offensively. You do it. Okay, now I'm going to take it back because I've learned from what you do.
I think Ron Zook did that with Illinois
but
years ago.
If the guy that replaces you is successful,
what are you doing there?
You can't take the job back from him.
Right, and why are you're hired. Brian Callahan was hired to be the offensive supermind.
Right.
And I was like, well, I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
This guy is.
So he just wants to be the guy in charge. He'll take like a Matt Eberflus approach as the CEO.
Okay.
Until he starts play calling.
With his headset on backward.
and over in the wrong way.
What do you think, Coach?
Well, I guess, him being the first assistant fired was wrong. I mean, he's a wide receivers coach, so I'm
not doing odds on first assistant fired.
Yeah, I think
Eberflus head coach.
Eberflus is going.
You think?
Jerry Jones is going to fire him.
But that's not going to do anything.
It's going to make Jerry feel better, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have no problem with him firing Eberflus.
Is CeeDee Lamb going on the IR?
They said high ankle sprain, so it's going to be 3 to 4 weeks at a minimum, right?
Yeah. Then Nick Bosa is out for the year, torn right ACL. That's not the first time.
Okay.
He's had multiple knee things, so he's done for the season.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. No, just, some big stories there in the NFC for our Chicago Bears. Opening doors.
Please. Everybody has injuries, and the Bears aren't done having their own injuries either.
Oh, no, they're done. They started off the
it?
season, multiple injuries. They're done now. They're healthy the rest of the year. That's how it's going to go.
Oh, I had no idea.
The rest of the NFC North, Dan, Minnesota plays at Pittsburgh. Every team's on the road.
Okay.
Cleveland goes to Detroit. And Green Bay gets the privilege of playing the Dallas Cowboys this week and Matt Eberflus. So they're all on the road, though. So Green Bay at Dallas, Detroit's at home with Cleveland coming in town, and then Pittsburgh and Minnesota. So Minnesota gets to go and play Aaron Rodgers.
All right, I have a Bears trivia question for you.
I want to know what the question is because I have an answer for you.
All right, I don't know if you do or not.
I do.
Next Gen Stats.
Got it.
Keeps some official numbers. It's the equivalent of StatCast for baseball. And one thing they track are the fastest ball carriers. Okay, now don't look.
I'm not looking.
Oh, what are you looking at then?
I'm looking at lunch.
Oh, it's out there already?
No, I'm looking at nothing. I was looking at a protein bar. Sorry.
But they're bringing us lunch today.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So you're not cheating.
I'm not cheating.
Okay.
I don't have Next Gen Stats up.
Next Gen does the fastest ball carriers.
All
now,
right.
This is not average.
Not ball handlers, ball carriers.
This is based on any one play.
Okay.
The fastest a ball carrier has moved in miles per hour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've seen that stat.
Okay. There are two Chicago Bears in the current NFL top 10.
Really?
Yes, there are two Chicago Bears in the current top 10 of the fastest ball carrying moments in the league so far this year. Who are they?
All right, let's think. Rome, DJ.
No, how many?
I'm going through my head and thinking guys who I've seen run with the ball. Rome, DJ, Swift, Loveland.
And it can
Mets.
be any event. It doesn't any
Right,
time,
but they have
any
the ball.
reason why somebody has the ball
Right.
and is
I
running
mean, like,
with it.
like Wright is a possibility because he had the pick six.
That's number 4.
Oh, is it really?
Nashawn Wright
Okay.
is 4th behind Jonathan Taylor at 22.38 miles per hour, Jahmyr Gibbs at 22.34 miles an hour, Brian Thomas Jr. of Jacksonville at 22.13, and then Nashawn Wright at 21.66.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
No, that's very cool. So there's one more in the top 10.
Let me give you the other names before the,
Yeah,
the
I'll
next
guess
bear
it.
is number 9. Number 10 is Tyreek Hill. And in between Nashawn Wright and this guy, Tyquan Thornton, DK Metcalf, Derrick Henry, and Miami wide receiver D. Eskridge.
How about on a return? How about Luther Burden on a
Nicely
return?
done. Luther Burden, a 36-yard kickoff return,
Okay.
reached a speed of 21.01 miles per hour.
Wow. That's fast.
I didn't think you'd get Nashawn Wright. I'm impressed.
Well, no, he was gone. He was gone. I mean, that
Okay.
was-
Now I said, can you name? There is
right after we said he shouldn't be playing anymore. You remember?
Well,
Remember the game we texted? We're like, this guy needs to be off the field. And then, like, 2 plays later, there was the pick six.
He's not good.
No, he wasn't good. It was bad.
He's not good.
He'd given up a couple passes, and it was like, oh, boy, this is bad. And then the pick six.
Who's the next bear on the list? And I will tell you this, you haven't named him yet.
Caleb Williams.
Yes, you are looking.
I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not looking. Here. Look, right here. Come over and look. Those are NFL rushing stats.
Okay, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Very good. Caleb Williams, 20th, on a 13-yard rush, reached a speed of 20.45 miles per hour.
Well, don't give me too much credit because it's not. I mean, you're thinking about the Bears and guys running with the football.
I know, but to think that he's up there with some of the
Well,
these wide receivers,
he can fly.
I know. Well, but yeah, I mean, not like Justin Fields could. Like
No.
he's fast, but I didn't think he was wide receiver fast.
Yeah, he can be.
I just thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah.
There you go.
So 2 Bears in the top 10.
Mhm.
I do like, and I'm glad that you look at those because I know you don't look at the next gen stuff too often. I think that's cool. There's some really fun stuff to look at there.
Every once in a while, I check in just to see if there's some interesting names on there.
And we'll see if our guy Nashawn Wright can stay in the top 5.
Yeah.
He'll be
I
playing
just
a lot.
I just want him to stay with his man.
You don't care where he is on
Right.
stats.
Right. More importantly,
Stay with that guy.
I'm so concerned about
So
this
the guy you
defensive
line up
backfield.
across from, stay with him. That's the plan.
Mhm.
Stay with that guy.
If he's chewing gum, I want to know what flavor he is.
And again, we'll get more into it as the week goes through. On forward progress, breaking down the Bears Raiders. I'm really concerned about Max Crosby. I'm really concerned about especially the comments he made after their loss to the Commanders. He seemed angry.
He's always angry.
But he seemed extra angry though.
He's always extra angry.
He seemed
Wouldn't you be
extra angry.
If you had 2 X's in your name, you're extra everything.
Well, maybe he was extra angry this time. It just
So
he
does he
seemed.
has he got a third X in his name?
Well, then he'd be a porn star. He'd make porno books.
Porno books in your special room.
Yes, in my special porno book library with the ladders and everything.
Does it have the entryway with the plastic beads hanging?
It
down?
does, and it has a butler
So
too.
you walk.
There's a
What?
butler
For the porno books
in the porno book library.
Wouldn't that be a porno book librarian?
No, he just serves coffee and tea.
Oh, then who handles the porno books?
The librarian.
Okay, so you have a separate librarian.
Yes, and a butler.
At a desk, but the butler just makes sure you have what you need.
Coffee and tea.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, because we went alcohol free there last year.
You know what? I think that's a big step for you
Thank you.
in that room. I don't know what it does to the clientele, but
Oh, there's no clientele.
just for you.
Just for me. And then to read the kids' books at night.
porno books.
Yes.
Settle around, boys. We got a special one for you today. You know what a kielbasa is?
It's one of my favorites. Always wins the sausage race, too.
Kielbasa?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. I think bratwurst occasionally. Do they still do that?
Last time I went to a Brewers game, yes.
Okay.
Well, I shouldn't say I went to a Cubs game. They happen to be playing in Milwaukee.
That's going to a Brewers game. That's
It was
not
a Cubs
good.
game.
But that's going to you went to the
I went to
Brewers
Brewers
game.
ballpark, but it was for a Cubs game.
God, fine. That is going to do it for today's Forward
What?
Progress.
I'm sorry, whatever.
What?
Why does that make you so angry?
It doesn't make me angry.
You're so exasperated.
I'm not. It's just
Exasperated.
and master debated. No, that
You are a great master debater. That's for
Mom,
sure.
leave me alone. I'm master debating.
All right, let's wrap this thing up.
Yeah,
Say
let's-
thank you
let's
and
wrap
say
it.
goodbye and
Thanks
do
to
all that good
everybody
stuff.
and like and subscribe and do all the things that you do to be a part of what we do here. We're going to get more into the matchup with the Raiders and discuss all of your Chicago Bears and NFL things right here in this space on Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast.
10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.